Hi, it's Christine from the Hillside Haven and Nolly Girl. Nolly Girl, there she is. Service dog, special service dog. Service dog for the win. For the win. I actually had a little bit of an episode after using my muscles for the sanding and staining, and so I have spent a couple hours on the couch resting and drinking potassium, and so here I am, my superpower potassium. Okay, so I asked questions about what you thought of whether I should go with the stained wood or the light stained wood, the dark stained wood, or then whitewash it. So I wanted to let you know why or what was happening. So I took, as you can see, Mike put those brackets up. Those are only for aesthetic purposes because they will not support. So this will be the support that he is going to use. That's why he put those brackets up first, so that they could be where I wanted them. And then he'll place those supports in, and then that will actually be what will hold the actual shelf up. And then he'll place those, because this will be 2 pieces of 10 to be 20 inches deep. He'll place that there, and then he has clips. He's clipping the 2 pieces of wood together. Couple of things that I forgot to say earlier. When you go to the store to pick out your wood, like for instance, this is poplar. Yeah, this is poplar. There are a variety of kinds of woods you can use. You get to decide what kind of grain, if you want it more grainy, less grainy, how sturdy, or whatever. So you get to decide. That's the best part about the project. It's really what you want and how you want it. And again, there's really no mistakes, because you can stain, cover up, paint, whatever, repaint. So when you do go to the store to pick out your wood, have in mind how you want it. Do you want it real grainy? Do you want it like plywood, or without much transition in it? So look at the different kinds of wood to decide what you want, and then the depth of the desk where you want it. And we decided according to my wheelchair, and then the height that you would want the desk. So we did 2 pieces of 10 on this side, and then 1 piece over here on the half wall, the small wall, that will be believe it's 12 inches deep. And then that way my chair will sit in the middle and I can use both sections. And then behind me will be the locker, and down there will be the printer. Okay, so another thing, when I was sanding the wood, I wanted to tell you, I thought about this. When you're sanding your wood, make sure that you start out sanding it carefully and lightly. I used 120 grit, so that you're not digging into it. Use it lightly and going back and forth. I think you might have seen that on the video. Nala! Come here, girl! She's out here in the front yard. I wanted to make sure she was here. Okay, so this is the light version of the stain I used. This is what was the dark version of the stain I used. And I whitewashed it. Actually, I gray washed it. So it's gray. Has a gray finish to it. I don't know if you can see that. So I was going to show on here. Nala! Come here! Touch! Good girl, touch. Good girl, touch. Good girl, touch. Come here. Come here. Good girl, touch. So, to show you what I was talking about for the wood, this is a piece where I still have the dark section. So I stained one side light when I couldn't decide. I stained the other side dark. And then I started to gray it. You can see where it's not gray. Gray wash. So 2 gray washes, very similar, almost identical to what we did with the shims. I added gray paint. And I diluted it with water and made a wash. It's very thin, as you can see. So I'll do this section right here where I hadn't finished it. And if the paint's too thick, then just go ahead and add more water. If it's too thin, add more paint. So the project is really, what's nice is you can't really make any mistakes for people like me that has no clue. I mean, I love to decorate. Everybody that knows me knows I've decorated their houses and given ideas and stuff like that, but you know, we're not professionals. Like, there are so many things that probably should be done in a different way, but we're doing it according to what we want and the design that we're looking for, and we're not breaking any laws. Okay, so I did a gray, I did more gray there. You can see that it's got a gray wash over it. So I think it needs a little bit more. The other one I think had a little bit more. So we'll add a little bit more to it. And then you can, when I do it, you can see, you put it on with the paintbrush, and then you can thin it out to get what it is you want. How much gray that you want or don't want. And then in the sections where there's too much, you add a little bit more water. And there you go. Or you add a little more paint to your water. Don't add paint directly to this because it will be really hard to get off of here. So you don't want to add paint directly to your board. You want to add it as a wash, with the water. Hello, my friends. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Someone said that my mouth, for whatever reason, is not matching the video words, and I don't know what to do about that. I have no clue. I am technologically inept. Okay, so there's our piece of wood. Now, I have the third piece, which is going to be the side that I showed you. The third piece. This piece I'm not super happy with. It has a lot more, for whatever reason. I like imperfections, but I felt like it was, I don't know, like dropped from a top of a building or something. I don't even know what to say. I just don't really like it. So I'm going to try to, I'm taking my paint, I'm going to try to go ahead and make that more of what I was looking for. Thin that out, add my water, create my wash. No comprende, por favor? Si, amigo? So on this one, on the other ones, I used both the dark sides. One side was dark and one side was light. And I used the dark side to go over. On these ones, I only did the one side. I only did like a lighter version, so it'll be interesting to see what it turns out as and if I like it or if I have to. So I'm only going to do one side of this. That way, if I don't like it, I can use the other side. That's another thing. I always start on the wrong side so that I can make sure what my technique is going to look like before I get to the right side of it. Then I'll have, by the time I get to the side that I want to be the top of the desk, I will have the technique down a little bit, or at least know what direction I want to go in and have a lot of my mistakes made on the other side. Okay. Yo. A little too much gray. I think you can see that. So I'm going to water that down a bit so we can have more. Hopefully this answers some of the questions that I got about what it would be, how to gray wash or whitewash when I mentioned whitewashing, how to whitewash or gray wash. And this one might be a bit lighter than the other, so we're about to find out what that looks like. There it is. And there's the other one. So you can see they look very comparable. This one is a bit lighter. That one's got quite a bit more light in it, I see. So I'm probably going to have to stain that side a little darker to make it match, to make it more of the same, similar. So, whoop. Whoop. This is the gray one. Hey, okay. So I'm just getting the hang of this whole thing, so I don't know what it's going to look like. But there's the two pieces that will basically be the desk. Right there. After they will butt up against one another, and he'll fasten them in underneath to secure them, and then he'll fasten, and then he's going to have already built the framing. So here's the one that we did that was long. Okay, so there's the light one. You can see that that would be a problem for me. It might not for anybody else, but that's a problem for me. It's not close enough to the same that I already did. So those two are what I was looking for. This one is not. It's too light. So I'm going to take that one back. I'm going to further stain this side and then re-wash it with gray to get exactly what it is that I want that would be matching the other two. Okay. All right. Hopefully that explains. Somebody asked me about gray washing. So there's the products. I used a little bit of the gray paint, and then I put it in here, and I added some water to it to thin it out, and I washed the top. Hopefully that helps explain that a little bit more. And I'll show you the finished product, hopefully by the weekend. Okay, thanks guys, bye.